Hey everybody, welcome to our Monday night team call. My name is Fallon Rabe and I am a five-star Diamond Senior Gold Ambassador, and I am really excited to have Molly on here to share with us tonight. We're going to be talking about community and culture, some things that are definitely her strengths, and I'm learning from her every time I talk to her, honestly, and as I watch what she does because she's so amazing. But first, we're going to have my good friend Elizabeth that I met through Plexus. We're going to have her share her testimony. She has had amazing results over the years, and Plexus has done a lot of positive things for her. So I'm going to have her go ahead and share.
All right. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. Fallon, glad to see you on with all of the crazy stuff you have happening at home. And I'm really proud of you for making this a priority too. So, this kid over here that's driving, when I was pregnant with him, I started having signs of arthritis, and I'm a physical therapist. So, of course, I ignored them because that couldn't possibly be happening to me. But it didn't go away, even though I wished it away. I prayed it away. I changed my diet. I started looking into natural healing. I did see an amazing doctor. I still think he's amazing. He's helped my daughter with some stuff. He did help me a lot. And then I saw Plexus and I saw that there were ingredients in different products that he was recommending me to take, like vitamin C, magnesium, alpha lipoic acid, a good probiotic, methylated vitamins. And I was like, well, what if I looked into this? I could get more ingredients, this one little package in my mail instead of having to piece everything together and like simplify my routine. And so my pain, even though I was working on it, I have severe arthritis, so rheumatoid arthritis. So I would get up in the morning, I wouldn't be able to walk. I'd have to like hobble around to the bathroom. Days that I worked as a physical therapist, I would have to take like Motrin and like do a bunch of chart reviews and stuff until my body would loosen up and cooperate enough for me to be able to work. At home, I would sit on hot packs on my hands and feet to try and get things to loosen up. I couldn't open my kids' sippy cups. I couldn't open the peanut butter jar for them. Like I was just, it was really effortful if I could do it at all. I mean, poor Ella was like 6, and I'm like, here you go, open this for your siblings, for whatever. I couldn't hold the hair dryer some days. It just hurt. Everything hurt. My sleep was horrible. My feet burned when I went to bed, or if I was just sitting. If I was walking, I was okay. I could ignore it better. But if I was sitting or laying down, my toes would just burn. So many things, just so severe. And so if you are seeing me in person and I hobble a little bit and I'm a little bit stiff, just know that that's nothing compared to where I was. I started Plexus because I saw the beauty in it. I saw that the probiotics were just so different than anything else I'd ever seen. Um, I started on it. I went through some detox. Now, that was partially my fault too, because I'm like, I've been on probiotics, I've been on magnesium, I've been on alpha lipoic acid. I'm just going to start taking everything right away. And I really should have like added it slowly, like we recommend to people. But I also just knew that if the triplex and X Factor Plus were helping me to feel that different, even though it was detox, that my body needed it and that this combination was really going to change my health, and it has. So now I'm hiking 5 miles in a day. I hiked in Tennessee with my kids. That was pretty aggressive, the one hike that we did. I'm working out. I'm hanging out with my kids all summer. We're doing cross country practices. That's where we're coming from. So I just changed my energy and my life around my cravings. I used to want to hide from my kids and eat chocolate and drink coffee and eat chocolate all day. I didn't do those things, but I had that craving. It was always in the back of my head. So just the cravings, the control over food, just having my energy back, my inflammation. I was teeny tiny from all my diet changes. I'd lost a ton of weight and my rings wouldn't fit because my fingers were so swollen. And with Plexus, my rings then became too big. I had them sized finally. I'm like, if I'm this tiny and my rings are tight, I need to have them sized. Had them sized, and then my rings were falling off within a few months of starting Plexus because my inflammation was down so much. So I've avoided drugs for several years. I have been able to just function better. through all these crazy phases. Really don't have a ton of perimenopause symptoms. My weight is probably the biggest symptom, but I don't have night sweats or hot flashes or anything like that. So I feel like that's a huge win too in this as I've gotten older.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm so happy for you too, because I know what that's like to have that chronic pain and just seeing those you love have to suffer through that. So thank God for Plexus for all of us. All right, Molly, we are going to go ahead and get started here. And I have to say, I've done a lot of team calls, a lot of preparing for team calls over the years, and Molly is the most chill, relaxed person to plan a team call with. So I literally have like 2 sentences wrote down. So she probably has nothing wrote down because it all just
I don't.
it all just flows through her. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right. So we are going to be talking about the importance of community and culture, and that is the foundation for a strong business. Molly went Fast Start Senior Gold because of these things. Like she has rapport with people. People love her and she loves people. And I would say that aside from excitement, actually loving and caring about people is the most important thing you can have. As we go for goals, it's so easy to be like, okay, I just need to join and think of people as a number. And okay, I just need to do my follow up. And they're just a number. But it's important that they're not, that they're really not, they're more than a number in your back office. So you have anything you want to share on that little intro?
Well, first of all, thank you. I hope I can give some value to everyone tonight because everybody's time is so precious and valuable. And I think what we were talking about yesterday in preparing for this call was that I kind of fell into my team builders. I haven't really posted much about the business. I post a lot more about the business now, but I had started kind of accidentally a women's Bible study at my home on Tuesdays, and it started with me and one girl, and I had quit sugar last year, and she's like, "Oh, come tell me about quitting sugar." And I was like, "Well, come walk with me," because I walk around my neighborhood a few times a week, and it was me and her for a couple of months, and I never pushed Plexus. I never was like, "Oh, you have to try this." I would just bring it up when it was applicable to, my life and what we were talking about. And I told her how, Plexus helped me quit sugar and everything. Um, and then the next thing I knew, I had two women there. The next thing I knew, I had three and four and five women coming. And four of the five women have all decided to do the business with me at some point. And what was so crazy was I was not trying to get them to do Plexus. Like I just opened my home and it was work. Like it was work to open my home, to commit to that every week. But the community that we had, just having the Bible study, was so powerful. I feel like it established I'll have what she's having kind of attitude, because they could see I take care of my home, I take care of my health, I take care of, I tried to take care of them. Like I took it seriously, opening the Word of God with these women, and we got close through that. And so it was really kind of accidental that one by one they were just like, so what are you taking? Because they would see me post on Facebook. Um, and all but one of them, one by one, they just all started coming into that.
Yeah, I think it's because you had influence with them that they wanted whatever you were having. You were selflessly giving of yourself and your time in this Bible study. And then you got your pink drink, or you go take your Plexus, or you talk about what it's done for you. And it's just naturally flowing as a part of your life. So I think a week or two before convention, right? Molly had me over and she's like, let's do a Plexus event. So I had all my notes. I'm like, okay, we're going to do a Plexus event with all these women that are interested in the business at the Bible study. And so I had all my notes, and I was just like ready to go. And I was also like going with the flow. And she just had us all at her table, and we just were talking, and they would ask
It was
questions.
very relaxed. I mean, it was just like, here we are, let's talk. Like,
That's literally
nothing fancy at all.
That's literally what it was. And they asked questions, and I would answer them, and Molly would answer them. They had a lot of questions about the products, and just how they worked. And they're like, hear different little testimonies, and their wheels would start turning like, so and so could benefit from this. And oh, I should talk to so and so, as we were just kind of talking there about the income potential and kind of how I've grown. And they would ask more questions. And then all within a week of that event that we did, they all either went silver or signed somebody up. They all started sharing about the business with people immediately following that. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that getting in person is so important.
Yeah, and I think too, like anytime I've seen this stuff about have an event, it would stress me out so bad. Because, I'd be like, oh, all the drinks, and who would I invite and how would I even do that? And we literally I asked my ladies that were already taking Plexus in the Bible study, like, hey, I can have Fallon come over after Bible study one week. Do you guys want that? They were like, yes, yes, that would be great. So it was so like, it seems so insignificant from a planning standpoint, but it was so significant and impactful for them and for my business for sure.
Yeah, so I think anybody who is like, all right, what's working now? It's the same things that have worked across network marketing from the time our mothers were probably doing it. Just they would have their little home parties, and they would just get together and be with other people. And we don't need to, it just made me think like, wow, we really don't need to complicate it. We just need to have people around us and see the lifestyle. And by lifestyle, I just mean, like Molly was saying, who we are as people, and taking care of our homes or our families or whatever it is that we're doing, bringing people into that. Um, okay, so do you want to talk? I wanted to talk about like in person building this influence, and then in real life. So do you have any more about like in real life before we switch to like online, how to do this online?
Um, so online, like one thing that I really have gotten out of, like I finished the book club book, the 10x is better than 2x. And I was telling Fallon, one thing I've really pulled away from that is towards the end, as you get towards the end of the book, he talks about how we all have really unique, special qualities about just us. And I see sometimes, because I watch a lot of people with, like, we all watch each other, with Plexus. And I see a lot of really beautiful, wonderful, powerful women who don't know that about themselves yet. And they haven't really, I feel like they're missing maybe their audience by not tapping into that really unique part of who they are, like what you alone have to share with the world. Because every single one of us sitting here has a story. We have relatable points. Um, that is really where, we know this. I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know, but just to encourage you, that's where we build trust with each other, is by being vulnerable about things that are not Plexus related, about just talking about all the things. But I really think if you haven't yet, like when I say the words, you have something very uniquely powerful about yourself. If that makes your chest tighten up, or you're like, gulp, like, I don't know what that is. I think that's so important to find that. And the things I've studied about identity, it's so good to ask the people around you that care about you and just ask them like what's my really strong individual quality like that people connect with, or um, people that love you will just tell you, and that's a really powerful thing. So as far as online, um, I stepped into that accidentally too. I made a dumb blonde video a decade ago, and I was being stupid, and it was a satire, and everybody's like, "You're so real. You're so real." And I was like, "The whole thing's fake." But that became the whole thing people attached to with me was, "You're so real." And it pushed me to question myself whenever I'm writing or I'm posting, am I being real? Am I being real? Am I just like regurgitating what I'm seeing people say? Am I saying what's trendy, or am I really being real and true to who I am, what I'm going through, what God's called me to do, what He's made me to be? You know, and Plexus is a powerful tool like to attach to who you are, is what I see. I feel like we have more connection with people when Plexus is like in the tool belt. It's not the main thing, but we are the main thing, and we are open to conversation and hearing people. Um, and so you don't really hear people when you're doing social media, but just one on one, I think the most important thing is just listening to people. Just being the kind of person that, your phone is down when you're talking to people one on one, and just being a friend. Like there's so many people that can't even sit and talk face to face without yeah, yeah, what'd you say? Okay, sorry. Like just really being present with people um builds so much trust. And I think that it helps to get you to that place where they're like, okay, I want what you have. I'll have what she's having. I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, that's great. So you said something that made me want to back up a little bit. Just how Molly will have conversations with people when she's following up or sharing Plexus. It's very much not 100% Plexus. It's very, let's talk about, oh, and here's another tip for cutting sugar. Plexus can help with it, but this can also help. So you're kind of selling them on the lifestyle along with Plexus while really caring about them. And you mentioned to me like scrolling back on their Facebook page, like what's going on in their life, to have conversations with them. And I've talked about that before. Like you don't want to follow up about Plexus if their grandma just died, but you don't know their grandma just died if you're not being a friend and being social on social media. So I think just having conversations and really being a friend is something that we have to make sure we're doing, because you can be consistent, you can be a boss babe, you can follow up with people and do that as a part of your daily to do, but you need to make sure that you're actually being a real person to a real person behind the screen. So I witnessed this myself kind of accidentally. I was talking about the well and the water going out, and I don't show, I'm a bad diamond sometimes. I don't show my face on social media as much as I should. Sorry, guys, the cows are out. Just a second. Yeah, I told him. Sorry. To the left. I am on a call. Okay. Caleb's coming out right now. Okay. Yep, bye. Just a second, guys. They're literally out all over. Okay. Sorry. Anyways, I don't show my face on social media like I should. Told Molly I hate my face. But anyways, here I am showing my face. But I was talking about the well, and I've had so many people message me and talk to me. Like my engagement went up. I can't even tell you. Like my views doubled just from talking and showing my face. Yeah, I can talk about the cows bay now. But for real, just sharing something. And then I got text messages from people that this was from my post about just like really struggling with life, and everyone had their assumptions of what I'm struggling with, but a lot of people texted me and said like, I'm struggling to feel like myself too. What have you done that's helped? And I shared my Aura ring, getting some sleep. I shared Plexus armor. I had no intention of sharing that. It just kind of flowed as I was sharing my stories. But I would say that it should be a goal to show your face and talk about something that has to do with emotional type of things, or something you feel in your heart. So not just facts, but something that's personal or something that's going on. It could be positive. It could, I mean, I don't want you posting sad stuff all the time, but anything that you're feeling or going through that makes somebody be able to relate that, oh, she's human, even though, and you guys, people think that you're all influencers because we post every day and we share our life. They call any of us influencers, and they think that we have life all figured out because we can post pretty pictures or things look like they're going well. But as soon as you can show that human side of you, that instantly builds trust with people. And then when they have a health struggle or they're looking for something that can help them and you post Plexus, they already feel that they can connect with you. And I don't remember the statistics on showing your face, and it translates not as good as in person, but that's the next best thing, is to show your face on social media. So Molly and I had some ideas. Some of it coming from the 10x is better than 2x, but how do you make that happen when you're busy and your house is loud and nothing is perfect? And we talked about a social media, like a media day, like taking pictures 1 day a week or 2 days a week. And I was like, oh yeah, I used to do this. Like I would get ready 2 days a week. Because I'm like, I'm not ready. I look like a mess. I can't show up on there. I know we're supposed to be real, but I don't want to be that real and scare people away. So how do we make that happen? And Molly's really good at that. So you want to share some tips on that?
I'm just showing up like that.
Yeah, just showing up and how to be real, and like a social media day where maybe you get ready once a week.
Oh yeah, well, I did this last week and it was so helpful. I posted more that week than I ever do. You know, Facebook shows there's ways you can look that it shows you your engagement, your percentages, your visibility. And my visibility and engagement that week was up like 287%. It was a lot. But I just set my camera up on my phone, like on a stand. And I used to do professional photography. So this is a really great tip to not like always have just a selfie where you're like this. But set your camera up and put it on record like you're making a video. And then just back away and pose and do different things and feel stupid. It's okay. But you'll get really great pictures. You can get multiple pictures that way just from a video, taking screenshots from a video. And so I did that, and I did 2 different outfits. And in each outfit, I made some different faces. For me, for some reason, Reels, I do not get traction with Reels on Facebook. My engagement with pictures is always super, super high in comparison. So I stick with pictures and stories. But yeah, you know, and most people, like anytime you feel good, your hair and makeup is done, or your outfit, you're just feeling confident, like monetize on that moment. Get ready a little bit earlier. Go outside in front of different plants, find a different spot around your house, and take a bunch of pictures. Take as many as you can, because then when you're like, oh, I have to, you know, I need to post today, you've got pretty much a folder full that you can pull from and write something about it. That might have nothing to do with Plexus, but you've got pictures you feel good about. And people don't care if you post the same picture over and over. They don't care, because it's highly likely different people are going to see it. than did before. Um, the other thing, just a reminder, this was a good reminder for me. I know we talked about this the other day, was that we talked about sitting down at the computer to work during our, like, to have office hours every day. And actually sitting at the computer for Fallon and I both is a huge way to not be distracted by the phone. And it kind of puts you in this different mindset of, okay, I've got an hour, I've got 30 minutes, 2 hours, I'm following up with people. And even getting on Facebook on the computer feels so different from the phone for me. But just being able to go to my friends and everyone on my customer list, I just go through, 10 or 15 a day. I go see how they are. I honestly comment on something. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I love that shirt if I don't love the shirt. Like, I look for something honest I can comment about, and just kind of check in with them. And it immediately puts me back in front of all those people again. And they may not have seen anything I've posted for weeks or months.
Yeah, that I was telling Courtney, I'm like, Molly's saying all the things that I used to do that made me successful. And that was one of them. I have major ADHD. Getting on my phone, I will sit to get on, no matter what it is. I'll open it up and suddenly I do not remember what I'm doing on there. And I think we all, I don't know, they say it's addicting, and it is just scrolling like, oh, let me find something to copy and post about. What's everyone else doing? And I'm scrolling instead of, I'm being a consumer instead of being a creator. But when I get on the computer, this is what I had to do years ago. Like when I sat down to work, I opened the computer and I sat down and I worked on the computer, and I would do my post real quick on my phone or whatever. But to actually get some stuff done, having to get on the computer, it just sets your mind up like, okay, this is work mode. I'm going to get some work done. And so that's just a ADHD tip. If you guys get distracted really easily, and have a hard time focusing, I had to do that 13 years ago. So I thought that was a great tip. Anything else that you want to add to any of this?
This is a scientific geek out tip too. Playing Baroque classical music in the background drastically affects your ability to focus on work related tasks at the computer. And I have the ADD thing too. It really is crazy how much it helps.
Yeah, it really does. Okay, you guys. So that is pretty much what we wanted to share, and just really how to connect with people and relate to them and not have to follow up a bazillion times, but really have better turnover to getting people on the products, getting people working the business with you. Is just having those relationships. Yes, classical music, right, Molly?
Yeah, it's Baroque specifically that they did that study on. Um, if you have a work hour, Baroque.
Yes. And then the other thing that we did talk about, I forgot to say this. Before you make a post, go and comment on 5 or 10 people's stuff. It will show your post to new people. I know that's like something usually we talk about with social media, but don't take that for granted. Like actually do that. So, all right, you guys. Thank you, Molly. Thank you for being on tonight, and I hope this was helpful to you guys, and we'll see you next week.